over 3 years now, women and young girls in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon have been in tears, mourning loved ones either trapped by stray bullets or killed in cold blood. Others have been rendered homeless with their houses completely burned down. Young girls are constantly raped and subjected to all forms of torture. And in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, we've seen women digging graves after losing all the men and young boys to the crisis. Some of the women grouped in associations have been crying to the whole world for the crisis to come to an end. As lives givers, the women see their own children killed before their own eyes in front of the Prime Minister. Some of these women wept, and with the call of inclusive national dialogue today, what will be the contributions of women to the national dialogue table? The program is Turn Up. Stay with us. Hello everyone and welcome to season 2 of your program Turn Up, a program that seeks to empower women and the girl child. We broadcast live every Wednesday on CANAL, the English, and today we focus on the national dialogue. What is the place of women? What are the contributions of women on the national dialogue table? I'll have just the right guest for you. And if you want to participate in today's program, you just need to send your reactions on the numbers you'll be seeing on your TV screens. You can equally tag us on YouTube and on Facebook. You just need to type Maureen, Turn Up, and watch all our past editions. Now, I know you want to know who our guests are. You do that just right after the jingle. Via 4 women who will be giving their experiences and how they could possibly contribute to the dialogue, national dialogue in Cameroon today. I'll start with the person that is very close to my side. She's called Alice Akom. She's a barrister at law. You're welcome, barrister.
Yeah.
Now, how are you today?
Well, fine.
Now, were you taken by surprise when you announced a national dialogue to end the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions?
No, I was not surprised. It's something we are calling for such a long time. Everybody, even internationally. So I'm not surprised. I'm happy that at last the president was able to even pronounce this word of dialogue. This is the first time. So I'm very happy for that, and I have a lot of expectations for that.
Okay.
But
okay, we'll be talking about that in the course of the program, talking about contributions of women to the national dialogue table. We equally have Madam Njoko Gladys, a socialist or social entrepreneur. Let me call it that way, though I know you wear different different caskets. Now, are you happy about news of the national dialogue with consultations that are on already?
Mixed feelings, if I have to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because to call for a national dialogue or for dialogue, there are certain conditions that has to be met with. But I don't think, or I don't believe, that's my opinion, that these conditions have been met with. So I'm happy there's a dialogue. At least half a bread is better than none, that's what I've said. But
the conditions,
let's wait and see what is all about.
But the condition is a problem to you as a woman.
Yep.
How?
As a woman, looking at it and seeing what women have gone through, you know, the ones that are most affected. They've lost their husband, they've lost their children, they're grave diggers, they bury their own children, and those who are paying school fees for their kids or who are the breadwinners in the family, they can't even go to work, they can't sell their goods, they can't go to farm to produce. So you see, they are really, really, really touched and they have been affected. But when I look at the list, or the tentative list, because I don't want to believe that's all about the list, they are not really represented. You see what my problem is. And I think they have a lot to contribute. And looking
so what percentage are we talking about here? Just a few of what you've seen?
I don't even know if it's up to 10%, because I see Bayam Salam, I see the women's group from North and Southwest Province. And again, that's not only my problem. I have a problem with the definition of dialogue.
Okay.
Why is dialogue coming on now? And what is dialogue? What are the prerequisites of a good dialogue?
Okay.
Where is dialogue taking place? Why are we dialoguing in the first place?
Okay.
That's the first thing with this dialogue. Why are we dialoguing? Why were people crying for dialogue?
Okay.
What is it all about? Where will it take place? Who are the people involved? I've seen a list, but it doesn't really
It doesn't move you.
Yeah, it doesn't quite suit me, because if we're all
doesn't
honest,
suit the definition of dialogue?
Yes, one, it doesn't suit the definition of dialogue, because you imagine that there are two fractions talking,
Okay.
or two people talking, but here you have something like, as the head of state calls it, it's a national dialogue. So you start looking at it, what is the dialogue all about? What are the problems? Who are the people dialoguing? You understand? Is it a national thing, or there was a specific problem that triggered this call for dialogue? You see, all those kind of things. I just want us to be honest. I don't want to go political. I want us to go into ourselves and come out with something, with the truth.
Okay, we're talking about women and dialogue here. We're talking about women's contribution to national dialogue. Now, Barry Salis, do you think women have a place in this national dialogue?
Women have a key place, a key role
Women
to
should.
play in this kind of meeting, national meeting, national dialogue, of course. They are the one who suffered a lot in their own blood, in their own skin. You remember those who have lost their kids and their bags. Can you imagine this kind of traumatizing? Very, very important. And the life have stopped with this war. And today, I think that they deserve to have a specific place in the list, in the list of people who will be in charge of this dialogue.
Okay.
They must be very carefully voiced at this meeting.
Okay.
But this doesn't seem to be the case, because when I check the list made by the Prime Minister, they have not a specific aim to them. Maybe they will be members of CPDM or something like that, but this is not the place that
Which
they
means that
deserve.
women were not
They
considered?
deserve, yes, it is not. They are not consulted as women. They played a key role. Even when I saw them playing this very, very big role when they had to welcome the Prime Minister when he went to Northwest and Southwest to announce something like this dialogue. They were in the key place, and they showed them as people who are really interested in having peace back home, in having a normal life back home. And today, when it's come to convene or to talk about, to sit down
On a table
talk about,
and discuss about dialogue?
where is this place? Where is that place?
Which means you have a problem with the list, the tentative list,
Yes.
let's just say that with us
Yes.
out.
They forgot women as a specific part of the population that must be have a key place on this dialogue. This is what I noticed.
Okay.
And today, I thank you because you called women here to speak out about this. And then I'm very happy that today we are among women, that we can say, okay, we are there. And I hope this will remind the Prime Minister to take it in account and maybe to correct because I think it's still time for him to correct and to prepare a specific place for women
Now, according to the way you talk, women could even be given a bigger place or position even than the men. Is that possible?
Yes, of course. This is what is normal to do. Yes. It seemed to be too much.
Good question.
Still to be extraordinary. It is normal that the point at the women and call them to to say what they want to say, to cry there on that day, and to put their voice to bring, I hope, peace after this dialogue. Because what are we aiming after this dialogue? The day next. What will be the day next? Do we have the same objectives? Do we have the same? Are we going in the same direction? with those who convene this dialogue? Where are we going? Do we have the same destination? So,
all right. Now, Madam Joko, what are the factors that can make us believe that women have a place at the national dialogue table?
That's what I was telling you, Maureen. You don't need to go manufacture factors, because if you look at the role of a woman in a family, in society, in church, in everything, you can't call for a national dialogue or conference or deliberation, I don't really know what to call it, without involving women. You understand? Because then you're not having a holistic or an inclusive dialogue, because they're part of the society. So just the fact that you have to include everybody, they should be there. But if you look at the list, they are like, I don't want to say marginalized, the quota is like too small.
Too small.
Yeah, too small. Maybe they can come up under different groups, their political groups or this, but even then that is not enough, because you have women going to church who are not politicians. They too, they have their say, and they've been bearing and praying for this day for this war in the Northwest and the Southwest to come to an end. So you need to involve women like that in the national dialogue.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? We don't need factors to include women. It's a given. It's a natural thing that they should be included in dialogue.
Now, Metro or Barrister Alice Com, now when you look at the Northwest and Southwest region, now what are some of those factors? You've seen women at the forefront. Now, you've seen them agitate. You've seen them whip. And now this is a time for national dialogue. Most of these women are not even there. Now, do you see it as a problem? Because on the list, I saw the Women Task Force, those who cried in the Northwest on the list. But now, when you look at it, when you look around, do you see women who could do it at on the national dialogue table?
Yes, this is. I hope the Prime Minister will try to correct this, because my feeling today, when I see what is going on for this dialogue, is that maybe he forgot this very important part of our population, the women. Not only because we represent more than 50% of the whole population, not only for that, but because we, in terms of peace and how the country must look like, we have a key role in families. We have a key role in the social life every time. And when it is about peace and our national interest, I think women are the only one who can go there, not only with their head, they have, but with their heart. And in this kind of meeting, we need heart. We need feelings, good feelings. We need the love of moms. We need the loves of women, yes, and we need, because they know about the life. I mean, they give a lot of weight to life and the living together. They are always at the center of this vivre ensemble. They used to
You see that you find most of the women, do they walk on the ground? You don't actually see them?
No, I don't. I hope it is time to put them where they must be. They must be seen working on this.
Did you make your own proposal as a woman?
Pardon?
Have you sent your own proposal as a woman?
No, I am not asked to do that. But, you know, today, let me tell you, maybe you don't know, I have been chosen as ambassador of CPD, which means Cameroon Patriotic Diaspora, by all our kids who lives abroad, sometimes without their nationality. We move it from them with a lot of violence. But today they said, okay, Mom, can you come and explain to us what is happening in our country?
Okay.
Because in our heart, it's still our country. So I am an ambassador. Please call me His Excellency. I'm their ambassador for that.
Okay.
And they chose their mom, a woman, to be their ambassador, because in case they don't come here, they know that only mom, only a woman can take in account and represent them and advocate for them.
All right. Madam Joko, do you think that women really do understand what's happening on the ground right now? they understand the concept of dialogue, most can take it for politics and want to shy away. Do you think women actually understand what's happening? When you look at women, they don't understand. Do you see them agitating? Do you see them understanding all what's happening?
Maureen, you'll be very, very surprised. They know what is happening. They know the definition of dialogue. They know what they're expecting. But they know this dialogue, looking at it, what has been said,
There's
and
a but.
how it's
There's
going.
a but. There's
Yes.
something blocking.
Yes, blocking.
Somehow.
Because yesterday evening around 7 o'clock, I stopped somewhere. I saw some nice oranges. I wanted to buy them. And this woman was talking about the national dialogue with her colleague, let me say. So I was asking her, what do you know about this national dialogue? She said, Mommy, you hear? It was ambassador. You hear old man talk or what talk today, that you cannot hold a cane and call for bingo at the same time and ask bingo to come. So I said, what do you mean? He said, it's the national dialogue. Somebody has a cane and is calling for bingo to come. I don't know whether you listened to Equinox yesterday, Ambassador and his thing. He said something about, what do they call that proverb? Say, or proverb of the day, put it that way. He said, you cannot hold a cane and ask a dog to come. The dog would definitely run away because of the cane. So I said, but how do you relate it to the dialogue? And she said, Mommy, I don't know where you're coming from. I hope you've not come here to try me or something. So I just let go. I just smiled. I said, no, don't worry.
Just to make us understand that
Yes.
the national dialogue, everybody's talking about
Everybody's
it. Even the
talking
Bayam
about
Selam, who has maybe just a small table,
woman,
is
she
talking,
has a small
she's
table.
talking
They've been
about
expecting it because she's a Bayam Selam from the northwest. She's lost family, she's lost her son, her husband, you know, she's so into it with her heart and her emotions. She's been looking up, waiting for the state to come up with something to end the problems in the northwest and the southwest. So she's been waiting, she's been expecting. But the way she's looking at it, she's even listening to the radio, hoping to see some light of something that will ease the pain, that will bring us back, that will bring back our dignity, that will really go to the root problem, not just these superficial things. Because why are we having a national dialogue now, at this point in time? Why do you think we're having a national
That's
dialogue?
a question you should answer.
Fine. So there is a reason, because the Northwest and the Southwest, they have been having issues with administration, not with their French brothers and sisters, Francophone brothers and sisters, but with administration. These women on the road, they know there was something like Fumban conference.
Okay.
I listened to them talk to me, and just as Mama said, she's ambassador, I'm actually working with a group of women who have been forced to do indecent jobs because of this war. So I'm with them every day.
Okay.
So I hear them talk and I listen to them. So they know there's something like Fumban conference. When I say, tell me, they'll say, Mommy, you're trying me, you know, just that kind of thing. I tell them that, no, I'm one of you, I'm from the Northwest, so I cannot be trying you forward. They know there's something like that, you understand. They're aware of the fact that there was West Cameroon and East Cameroon. So they know, they listen to television every day, they listen to debates, listen to all, so they're very aware of what is happening. So they have their expectations of what dialogue should be and what they're expecting, you understand. And one of them told me, she said the president ended his speech by saying Cameroon is one and indivisible. He said, what kind of dialogue is that you're going to a dialogue with things that have already been tabled? That dialogue, you're going with your ideas, willing to learn, to listen, to negotiate, to collaborate. But when dialogue starts, when there are already facts on the table and this, is it a dialogue? So I don't know. Too many unanswered questions, too many things you can't really answer. That's where the problem is.
Now, as a woman, now barrister list come now. If you're given an opportunity to be on the dialogue table, now what are the points you make?
Well, let me tell you that I'm not in confidence with this, the way this dialogue has started.
Okay.
Why? Because it took a lot of time to our president to even
to reach his point.
Yes.
Okay.
And when he addressed the nation last time, you know that when you read his speech, you know that he didn't organize this dialogue to bring something
fruitful.
new. Yes.
Okay.
He will organizing it because today he must do something, maybe please to the international community, but not to change things, because after the dialogue, what are we expecting? He will still be in place? He will still be the same president for us? With the same governance? And with the same powers?
Now, when you have these preconditions in your minority, when you have this type of mindset, when you have this mindset, do you think it's going to work?
I was expecting him himself to establish the confidence before organizing the dialogue.
Okay.
He knows that before this dialogue, he has had a lot of decisions which has provoked a lot of havocs. Quelque chose comme ça, les dégâts.
Okay. Yes.
A lot. We are still blooding. On est encore en train de saigner.
Okay.
Bleeding.
Yes.
Bleeding.
Yes. We are still
continuous
bleeding.
bloodbath. Let's put it that way.
Yes. Please, when you
you beat a
when
child.
you beat a child, yes, you was console him because he stopped his crying.
Okay.
You was take him in your arms.
Embrace the child.
You know, calm the situation.
Okay.
And then maybe tell him what you want him to know.
Now, Barrister, I still want to ask. Now, if you're on the dialogue table, what would be your proposals as a woman to end the crisis?
First of all, we must have the same expectations.
Okay.
And then maybe specific one will come.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yes, but the same expectation cannot be achieved. We cannot reach.
So which means that you
so
can.
How can you take in account specific? You cannot.
Okay.
We have the same expectation from the same president who is our mandataire, our president, who sworn on in the same constitution to bring security, to bring peace, unity, and he's still not putting acts that prove that he is the representative of unity.
Or let's say the father of the nation.
Unity. Because this dialogue will not be, as he organized it, will not be inclusive.
All right.
He's still discriminating some Cameroonians.
Which means that you'll not be on the dialogue table? I'm talking as a woman here. If you're called up.
The first question is, ask the Prime Minister if he will invite me. I'm not begging for
okay.
No.
So if they give you an invitation,
but I don't think I have
if
the
they,
profile.
If they give you an invitation,
I don't think that I have the profile
to be invited.
of the women they want to see there.
Okay.
I don't think.
What makes you think so?
Oh, many more. I have a list of things that indicates that.
Okay. Now, Madam Joko, now if you were given an opportunity to be on the dialogue table, what are some of the proposals you put forward as a woman?
As a woman, I will repeat some of the things because I've already done my proposal through my party.
Okay, no, that's what I'm asking you as a woman.
I will ask
because you're talking to women out there.
Yeah, I will ask for immediate ceasefire, release of Anglophone. I don't want to call them prisoners.
Okay.
Help me. The Anglophones who have been caught and put in Kondengui because of this crisis. I will ask for peace. You know, some kind of appeasement to be done before the dialogue, but since the dialogue has already been called for, I'll go to the dialogue, and I will say I don't think this dialogue at this time should be national. It should be a real dialogue between two people. The Northwest and the Southwest will form one camp, and the administration will form the other.
You'll be bold enough as a woman to say that too.
Am I not saying it now?
Okay.
I have not changed my sex now. I'm just saying it as a woman. I'm still a woman, so I'm saying the dialogue should be real, where it's a Northwest, Southwest problem with, is it government? I don't know what to call, or with the Constitutional Council, or with the Constitution, because something has been altered there that the people don't like and they don't want. So if they can go and talk with mediators, you understand what I'm saying, and everyone is open to learn from the other person, and everyone is coming with their own expectations, but not putting it as not a must. You know, you some empathy. I want expect the government to show some empathy to the Northwesterners and the Southwesterners, because they feel, they believe, they know that they've been marginalized, that the Fumban conference has been tampered with, that they need some autonomy, you know, all the things that they're asking for. I want somebody to get into their skin. I mean, you know what empathy is? Feel for them. And then we go now, and with this empathy, I think the other side will be better placed to talk and to dialogue. You see what I mean? Because calling somebody from far north, he hasn't gotten the same problem with the Northwest.
He doesn't know the root cause of
and
the
problem is the Anglophones are having a problem. I don't care what definition anyone gives to Anglophone. The people are giving different definitions to that word Anglophone. They know the real meaning of what it means to say somebody is an Anglophone or has Anglo-Saxon backings, or you know,
culture, traditions,
culture. Call it what you like, but they know the real thing. I don't want to go into pretense, because Masa, at this age, I don't know when the Lord will call me. I don't want to start answering questions that are not, let me just pay for my other sins, but this one, I would not like to pay for it.
All right, Barrister, we're getting into the second half. We're going to watch a report right now, but I want to ask you one other question. Now, do you think we have women, those who are representing, who can represent, if you are not on the dialogue table, we have women who can represent the women and have confidence in that they can make it and, take the voices of women to the end?
Yes, we can find many. We have many women.
Do we have women in Cameroon?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes.
What a question.
I don't have any problem to find many of them.
Because we have people who say no, they are, who are the women?
Who are they?
Who are the women?
They want to remain blind. They don't want to see us.
Okay.
No, but the Bible says some have eyes, but they cannot see. So we have those.
Maybe we can have some of the names.
who
Who have the women quickly? Do we have women? Women,
yes,
because we have
many.
them in the National Assembly. We've not had any woman put across the problems of the women, specifically the sufferings of women in the northern and southwest regions. Now, today we have the national dialogue. Do we have women who can carry the problems of these women on the national table?
Oh, please ask this question to Kawala.
Okay.
She will give you a long list of this.
Okay.
She ask Maximilian Gombe. They have a lot of women. They are in contact with a lot of women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Some of the women are really unsung heroes. They do a
Yes,
lot of work
a
behind.
lot.
They don't just give them the
Yes.
opportunity to come forward
You will
and
be
talk.
amazed.
I'm talking about the National Assembly. SDF parliamentarians did that. What happened? Nothing came out of it. So when the women go, will it change? I mean, you're talking as if you don't know your country, the context in which we are living. So we have to be very honest when we come out to talk to people. Maureen, okay?
Okay. Now, I want us to watch this report. We're talking about the contributions of other women. We sampled the opinion of some women in the streets of Douala. They are also leaders in their associations. And this is what they had to say about their own contributions to the national dialogue.
Three years and counting with the prevalence of the ongoing Anglophone crisis, many have voiced different opinions in the bid to bring an end to the protracted killings and atrocities committed by both separatists and the military forces. Women in the north and southwest regions who are said to be vulnerable, as many have been exposed to deplorable conditions like rape. Many have lost their businesses and properties, others buried their children and husbands, some forced to take refuge in bushes, while some suspected as spies have been gruesomely killed. In recent times, women have been seen at the forefront championing and advocating for peace as they march on streets with placards crying for armed groups to stop the killings and threat posed against their children as they strive to resume school. Following the call of an inclusive national dialogue by the head of state, excluding women from this crucial decision-making process is ignoring the plight of the Anglophone woman and thus undermining their contributions. There is no real representation for women. Who have paid the greatest price in this crisis if not women? Who are those who have buried their children in the north and southwest region if not women? Who are those who have been seen at the forefront in Yaoundé or those who cried in Bamenda if not women? The Bayam sellers who have been included in this list will not talk generally on women, but will talk about their interests.
Des amis, des amis de l'administration.
These women who have been violated and tortured expect to be given a chance to make their plea so that their cries can be heard. Just as other trade unions and political parties have received invitation, women also seek to be present in matters concerning them, which will also determine their fate in the future.
Si la liste que nous avons vue hier est confirmée,
if the list we saw yesterday is true, then women risk not being represented, given that they are the ones mostly affected either in the Anglophone crisis or in the fight against Boko Haram. This is also because they are the ones who are mostly displaced.
question n'est-ce pas de la femme.
So women have to mobilize themselves and ensure that they get the issues from other women from the grassroots and bring it to the dialogue table. How can they proceed? We started yesterday by having a consultation meeting where we bring women from different regions together, from different backgrounds, and we discuss the issues that women are facing in their different localities, and we put that in the table.
The inclusive national dialogue scheduled for the end of September, consisting of well-thinking and constructive forces, ought to also welcome the opinions of women in the Anglophone region.
Thank you so much, Celia. We have two other women that have joined us in the panel, and we have Belgeline Nzomo of the Cameroon's People's Party. She is a woman and she has a voice in the national dialogue, which is ongoing in Cameroon. Now, Belgeline, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Maureen.
Now, we also have Madame Kwa Elizabeth, Mothers of the Nation. She's right away from Bamenda, Northwest region of Cameroon. You're equally welcome to the program.
Good afternoon.
I hope you're doing great.
Very great.
All right. Now, we're talking about the contributions of women to national dialogue. Now, Belgeline, as a woman, are you directly concerned with the national dialogue, ongoing national dialogue in Cameroon today? Do you feel concerned as a woman?
As a woman, yes. As a Cameroonian, yes. As an activist of human rights, yes. And as a political activist, yes.
Okay.
I'm fully concerned.
Okay.
I'm deeply concerned. As the other panelists said, we were acting. We were not asking. We were asking for years. We were acting for years for this dialogue to happen.
Okay.
So out of being crying for this, we were acting, and today,
Are you happy that the national dialogue is holding today?
You are already talking about the national dialogue.
Okay.
Without the word inclusive. You
Okay.
see how things are going. they say national dialogue and forget the word inclusive, because we were calling for an inclusive national dialogue.
Okay.
And today we are talking about only national dialogue.
Okay, you're one of those persons that you have been following up very keenly what's happening in the Northwest and Southwest region as a woman, and today we are where we are today. Can you briefly tell us now what women have gone through in the Northwest and Southwest region for the past 3 years?
It will not be just for me
no,
to let know what women went on that area, because I know
Madam Kwa is from the Northwest.
But
I know you also have your own reports of what you've been doing on the ground for the women.
You are right. We were on the field. We went at the forefront. We meet the Cameroonians whose name now today's are boys.
Okay.
We went at the forefront of the conflict. We were in Batibo, Ewo, and so forth and so far. We went there. We met people. We met the boys. We met even the army.
Okay.
And what we saw there.
And you were not scared as a woman. You had to go through all
we
this.
We have to,
because you need to tell the stories.
As Barrister come say, we are out of being women. We are
mothers. Okay.
We have mothers. We have to meet all these children, even from the army, either for the army or separatists.
Okay.
And what we saw on the field up till now, I'm still saying is unthinkable.
You're traumatized by
I'm
what?
not traumatized but I'm still asking myself, what happened? What went wrong somewhere? We had a problem in Cameroon that can be solved, and we denied to solve it, and here we are seeing young children, seeing young boy taking white arms to kill siblings.
Okay.
So it's out of imagination,
now,
just because of our leadership.
Okay. Now, all the sufferings that we think that women are going through, the Northwest subjected to rape and all forms of abuse, do you think that they have a place in the national dialogue? And what place?
I like this question a lot when you first called me for this.
Okay. Okay.
It's not, we don't need, and I think this, from where I was started saying that this dialogue is a joke, because this dialogue must have been leading by women.
Okay.
It must be women to lead this dialogue.
Why?
Because the Prime Minister was in Northwest and Southwest. Mafani Musonge with the commission.
Okay.
Your minister Minat was there. Prime Minister. They went on Northwest and Southwest. There were no solution.
So you think that the men have failed in handling the crisis for the past 3 years? I think the opportunity
for this dialogue to be a real dialogue that will bring Cameroonians together was to be led by women. As we said before, they are the ones who suffer a lot. Not only, as we are talking about national problem, not only in Northwest and Southwest, but when it's come about Boko Haram, when it's come about suffering for liberty and so on and so forth, because they are the mother of the society, they are the one who kept the family and so on and so forth. When you are in prison, who suffers a lot? It's your sister, it's your mother, and so on and so forth. So this crisis, this time was a real opportunity for us to come out really with a solution to the Anglophone crisis. And this solution was that women must lead the so-called national dialogue.
Okay.
At that time, it would be inclusive dialogue.
Okay.
So we, at this level, we totally missed the point.
Okay.
Because, and you are talking about the list, where are women on that list? Where are women? We saw women digging grave. Guns are still gunning in Northwest and Southwest. People are still dying. And you are calling the dialogue. The day of the dialogue, what will happen?
Now, what have women done to be on the list?
Did they have something to be done?
That's the question I'm asking you. That what have they shown interest to be on the list?
My dear Maureen, Please don't.
I'm asking
Yeah, I don't want
the
to-
questions.
No, I don't want to be in trouble with you. Please, I don't want to be in trouble with you because even what you are doing is enough. You must have your voice there.
Okay.
Have you been contacted? Even by WhatsApp or SMS, have you been contacted? No. But they are making their comedy, they are going on with their comedy.
Okay.
Why people are dying, why women are continuing suffering, and now we still crying, shouting that the only solution that
It's in the hands of women.
is this only women that will solve.
The solution
problem.
is in the hands of
The
women.
solution is in
That
our
women should
hands.
lead the
Yes.
dialogue.
Yes,
That's
they are
what.
they are the one who.
And do we have the profile of the women to lead this dialogue? Do we have them?
You have the profile. Me, I have the profile.
Okay.
Yes, it's not matter of profiling. It's matter of women. Just give it to any women because any women everywhere, every day,
Okay.
face the system, face the situation, face everything.
Okay.
So when it's come to solve the problem, there is no need of profile. You have, is it your
Okay.
is your saving right or not or whatever else.
Okay.
She had the ability to do it.
All right.
Yes.
Now we have Madam Kwa Elizabeth, Mothers of the Nations from the Northwest region of Cameroon. Now, do you feel consent with the dialogue? Now, how prepared, or Mothers of the Nation, what are you doing to be part of this dialogue? Were you even called up?
I think I'll be the last. But there is a difference between sympathy and empathy. So when you want to ask me as a mother from the Southwest and Northwest,
Okay.
you should know that I feel it.
Okay.
I have empathy for that problem.
Okay.
So I don't know why they should even call for dialogue when the president has not visited the Northwest or the Southwest. Because there you will see why you should talk to the Northwest and Southwest and exclude other regions. But the dialogue is something that seems to me like a word. It's not the action. Because you can't tell me as Nkwa Elizabeth, who has always been in the field bearing. I bury every day. Because what concerns my neighbor in Bamenda will concern me. And in my family I've buried. So, and then go ghost town through the year. 3 years times 52 days that we go ghost town. Then we don't count the days of lockdowns. We don't count the houses that have been burnt. There is no statistics in the president's report. Yes, the president was just telling people what he has done and what we should expect, which was the dialogue. And the dialogue may still come with what he wants to do. It's not what we will come to tell him. Because when we saw Dion, when we saw our brother, because he is our brother, he's an Amber, and when he comes to the Northwest, we were receiving him as a brother and believing that he is taking everything back to the president. So in his speech, my expectations were, what would the president tell us on what the prime minister and the ex-prime minister Musonge took to him.
Now we have an association, or have associations from Women Association from the Northwest that I saw on the list.
Yes.
Do you know this association? Do you recognize it?
I do recognize them because in this sort of situation, people have different ideas. When I tell you that there is a difference between sympathy and empathy, I mean, people can cry when you lost somebody, and others will feel the loss of that person. While Virginie was talking, she talked about going to villages. I was leading it. And we went to the villages not to make sure. So we were going with humanitarian gestures until 2018, when the when the Minister of Territorial Administration took over.
Okay.
So we decided to leave that part of it.
Okay.
And then these women, they are part of us now. They are part of the mothers of the
All right,
nation.
which means that are they representative enough, or would have had many more women's association to, even more than the men, or many more women association to talk on the dialogue table, or would constitutions
as
have
many
been?
as they can constitute.
So you think women are better placed to be at the dialogue table?
If you visit the Northwest and Southwest, you will not just believe that. You will not even ask this question, because the number of people you will see on the street will represent those who are.
And you think you think women can carry forward these pins to the national dialogue table?
Of course, they must carry it, because you cannot come to dialogue with me when my house is burnt without telling me how this house will be constructed.
But some people will tell that the women will talk more with their hearts and emotions than think with their heads.
But where should your thoughts come? Where will your head start talking?
Okay.
Your head must start from the heart. If you have people to lead, you lead with your head when you are talking to these benches. But when you are talking to humans, you use your heart. You communicate with humans from your heart.
Okay. Now, if you are going to be part, or mothers of the nation or solicited to be part of the national dialogue, now what are the points you make?
That is, each time I sleep and dream, I don't see a national dialogue, because I don't know where we are going to meet for that national dialogue. Is it going to be Olembe or the other stag here? Because it means the whole of Cameroon should be represented in that dialogue, or the representation from that small list.
Are you asking me the question?
Yes. Because if you want to represent from that small list, who has authorized them? Because there are people who stand there as leaders of Bayam Selams. Go to the Bayam Selam in Bamenda and talk to, and see whether he will talk the same like the Bayam Selam in Douala.
So they think they are not represented. Okay, the Bayam Selams are not from the Northwest.
They are not.
They are Bayam Selams from the littoral.
Yes,
I think they don't have
about how their sales have dropped because Northwest and Southwest is no longer coming in on ghost town days.
So what were you expecting? What were you expecting?
I was expecting a reconciliation to start. I thought that the president was coming to tell us the dates of his visits to Bamenda. Because when he visits Bamenda, all the villages will come, and the next one to Boya. Point clear.
All right. Now, we have a lot of associations, some of them that have nourished or created as a result of the crisis. Now, going as a single association, don't you think that is not is not going to like carry the voices, or is not going to yield fruits? But if associations, this women association, has to come together as one body, did you think about that? I'm asking the question.
Maureen, I'm not on that game. I'm not on that game till the inclusive national dialogue is leading by a woman. That's my stance. Until the inclusive national dialogue is leading by a woman. We are in the country, figures even is for us. How many are we?
Now, have the women come together to choose some people that will lead them in the national dialogue? We have all these associations come together. There are lots of them.
That dialogue which is not leading by a woman. And those who decide for that game, that second game, because there were a lot of jokes before. Prime Minister going in Norway, eating food and enjoying commission, having new cars and new buildings and so forth and so forth. No, the game is going on. We are not that game, I'm not even concerned of the game. That's why I'm saying that until the national dialogue, the inclusive national dialogue is leading by a woman. So talking about group of women that is coming, if the group of women is coming to lead the national
That's what I am
dialogue,
asking the
we
question
clap,
that
we will give all the power, we will join the force, we will give all what we have, all the strength we have to solve the Cameroonian problem.
now, mothers of the nation, if you have these associations come together, is it not possible for them to come and speak as one voice, and then every association now, I mean, you send your points, you send your proposals, and then it goes
my
to
wish.
you.
No, that is my wish. If women could come together,
you vote your leaders.
yes, we if all the women, I mean all, should come
yes,
together,
of course,
vote their leaders, then their leaders would lead to tell you that we are not going to meet our brother Dion Gute, that we are going to meet the president of the republic and meet other his cabinet, because and even the National Assembly, they have refused to even listen to the Anglophone problem in the National Assembly. So when we form that group, whom are we going to meet? Because we thought that if we form that group, the first people we should meet will be our representatives in the National Assembly.
The fact that the women are not speaking in one voice, is it not a problem already to the women themselves? Is not a problem?
We are speaking in one voice.
Are you speaking in one voice?
Yes.
Do we have the associations that have been selected or are in the list, are they speaking your minds? The women association I'm talking about.
That is why we are telling you that they are not representing the problem.
Okay.
Yes, because when you say that they have been selected by who?
Okay.
Because when I tell you that if you are coming to a cry die, do you meet the person who is crying on the road, or you meet the person who has lost the son or daughter?
Okay, Belgeline, what is the solution? Now, what will the women do? Now, we don't have enough representation of women. Do we fold our arms and just watch? What do we do?
What do we do? What do we do is no longer for those who are organizing their game. What do we do is about Cameroonians themselves. We have Anglophone crisis.
I'm talking about women. Yeah.
Okay,
continue.
Women.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Cameroonians.
Okay.
Who are living in Cameroon and are facing all what we are going through in the whole country, from north, far north, Adamawa, west, northwest, southwest, and east. They must stand.
Okay.
And between these Cameroonian women must be in the how do we say it? Devant must be
at the forefront.
At the forefront.
Okay.
Of this town.
Okay.
And this will bring us not to this kind of dialogue, but to a national curing of our country. And this is possible if all Cameroonians, if all women stand.
Okay.
And for we at Cameroon People's Party, the only solution is political transition.
Okay. Now I want us to watch. Okay. Yes. I want us to watch this report. We sample the opinion of some men in the streets of Douala. When we come back, we conclude on the program.
There's been a call for dialogue, and in other dialogues, we've seen men come up. We've seen them showcase their talent of contribution. But now they've been a call for dialogue, and we want to see what the woman can contribute, if she can be part of the dialogue, if she can be given the chance to sit on the table. Join me in the streets of Accra as we ask people their contributions. They should tell us what they feel, what they think, if they think women should be part of the dialogue table, and what they think women can contribute. Good afternoon, sir. Please, you're going to tell us what you think. Why do you think that, or do you think rather that women should be involved in the dialogue table, and what you think that they can implement, what they can contribute to the dialogue table, the national dialogue table?
Okay, that's a difficult question for me, but I think that with many positions occupied by women in the government think about uh, empowering women actually, so they should be part of the national dialogue. You understand?
What do you think they can contribute?
They can contribute. Honestly, I don't know exactly what will be the subject of the dialogue. It's true that I read many things on the internet, but I don't think I have the real insight about what will be put on the table for discussion. But in fact, in all the activities, all the domain in Cameroon, we can find a woman. That's something true.
I think that women are important in this country because we have ministry and some subdivisional officer are women. And if you can give a little respect to women as the mother of humanity, the mother of Cameroon, because the First Lady herself are doing many things for the health for this country, sport and health and education.
According to the national dialogue, according to everything that's happening in the country, we're getting everybody contributing. But why are we not getting the voice of a woman? Why is the women's voices low? Why not women?
For me, women have to be in the dialogue. Women have to bring their contributed, because women or men is the same. We are always the Cameroonian. So that I think that for me, women have to be in the dialogue.
Start from the last reaction. The man, he says the woman and the man should be on an equal balance, placed on an equal balance. Now, Bergeline, we're getting into the end of the program, but I want to ask this question. If we're part of the dialogue, if we're on the dialogue table, now what will you say? What will be your proposals?
Okay, Maureen, as you are asking all these questions to all your panelists, and as you need my answer, it will be easy. Sitting on that table, I will ask to Prime Minister to call Paul Biya, who is the chief of the army, to call his Minister of Army to ask him to stop armies from shooting people in Northwest and Southwest. That will be my first request when sitting on that table.
As a woman?
As a woman.
Okay.
Stop killing our children. We need a ceasefire to start, even to
Okay,
discuss.
there should be a ceasefire.
There should be a ceasefire.
Okay.
Then I will remove all the figures. More than 200 deaths. More than 6,000 children out of the school. More than
So you bring up statistics on the happenings on the ground.
I will remove all the statistic, all the figure, and show to all those who are around the table, and ask them, please, you loan buses, cars, and so on to transport us to here at this national dialogue. Please let us jump again in that same cars and go directly to Northwest and Southwest, because the solution will come only from there.
Okay.
Not everywhere, not in Yaoundé, not you, between you and your friends and all the people you are calling that we don't know. Even when at the hard time of the crisis, we did not hear from them about the crisis. And today they are running, saying that they are going to dialogue. So it would be ceasefire, stop killing people, stop blooding. Then let us move to Bamenda, let us move to Boya, and discuss with those who are affected, and discuss it in the place that is affected.
Now, Elizabeth, your last words.
That if there is to be any dialogue, it should either be in Boya or Bamenda. And then the people, because the average Cameroonian has always one vivre ensemble. But these people who are in prison are the people who have brought what has always been coming to the table back to the table, which is the West Cameroonians getting angry that they want to leave. So you cannot leave Seseko and his group in prison, then you dialogue with people who never thought that they should separate.
Okay.
Yes. So if I'm on the dialogue table, dialogue takes place in Bamenda or Boya, including Seseko and his group.
They should be released. And now, what are your last words to women? The last words to women.
My last word to every Cameroonian woman,
okay,
is that we are the mothers of the nation.
Okay.
And we are like earth that has produced everything that is living on earth.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to take the bull by the horn. If the dialogue is not holding, women should hold their own dialogue. Forget about political lenience.
Okay.
Forget about where you come from, but think of being a mother.
Okay. Bergeline, your last words to women?
My last word to women is stand as women and say that you are the one who must lead that dialogue.
All right.
Because you are the most affected.
All right.
It's your children who died inside this crisis.
Now, I want to thank all the women who made it to this program today. We're talking about women and dialogue, their contributions to the national dialogue. That's a theme we'll be holding for the rest of the month since the national dialogue has been programmed in October. We want to thank you all for watching. We want to thank you for your participation. Thank you for watching Canal the English. Good night.